tired, and he was not accustomed to being tired. He had always been famous for his energy. He could work all night, make a presentation in the morning, take off on an airplane in the afternoon, chat to his seatmate about architecture for 5 hours straight, and make up for it all with a quick cat nap. He did not feel 73, not at all. Although his body had thickened somewhat with age, his arms and chest still showed the strength of the wrestler he had been at college. He could still split an apple with his bare hands. He could still run up the 4 flights of stairs that led to his Philadelphia office. And he could still charm young women, or at least the occasional young woman, with his sparkling blue eyes. He was used to pushing himself to the limits of his capacity, of all his capacities. It was the only way he knew how to live. Still, the last few months had been hard. Since November of 1973, he had made at least 8 quick trips to visit clients overseas. At home, there had been times when he definitely felt ill. Esther called it indigestion and worried about what he ate. Sue Ann, the few times she had come down from New York, had commented to her mother that he did not look well. One night, when he was visiting Harriet and Nathaniel on the occasion of Nathaniel's violin recital, there was an episode that frightened Harriet so much she drove him to the emergency room. But the hospital doctor had checked him out and said he was fine. False alarm. So he continued his heavy travel schedule. In January of 1974, he had flown to Dhaka to sign some additional contracts for the work his firm was doing in the Bangladeshi capital. In February, he had gone to Iran, where he was to collaborate with Kenzo Tange on a 12,000-acre new town in the heart of Tehran. In April, he was due to visit Teddy Kollek, the mayor of Jerusalem, to consult about the garden for the Hurva synagogue. I find that I must visit Jerusalem to spend time on the site of the Hurva, to be in your company, and think about the whole thing in the presence of everything around it, he had written to Kollek earlier that year. A garden is a very special thing. Please expect me in Jerusalem within 2 months or so. And now, taking advantage of his week-long spring break from teaching at Penn, he was in Ahmedabad, giving a talk for the Ford Foundation, taking a look at the Institute buildings with an eye toward making some additions, and spending time with his dear friend Balkrishna V. Doshi. He and Doshi had first met in 1958 or 1959, and they had been working together since 1962, when he was invited to design the Indian Institute of Management in Doshi's home city, Ahmedabad. From the Indian architect's point of view, this American colleague had proven to be something quite out of the ordinary. Every time he talked about the people of India, Doshi would later remark, I got more and more interested. Somehow he found there was a much closer affinity between him and the people of India. I really feel that he was more Eastern, more Indian than a lot of Indians are. Temperamentally, he was like a sage. He was like a yogi. Always thinking about things beyond, thinking about the spirit. During this March trip, as on most of his previous trips to Ahmedabad, he made sure to leave time to visit with Doshi's family. He was particularly fond of the youngest child, Manisha. He thought she was the most remarkable because she had the talent of Picasso. He liked to think this, Doshi noted wryly. On this occasion, Doshi and his wife brought out all of Manisha's drawings and showed them to him. And mind you, Doshi continued, more than 40 to 50 minutes he is going through each drawing, watching them carefully, satisfying himself of every intricacy that she was drawing. And then once he explained why this was good and why this was not good. In fact, to me, it was a revelation. I had never felt that this man saw so well, and in such detail. Though he had been scheduled to fly back on Friday the 15th, intending to reach Philadelphia on Saturday, so as to be rested and ready for his Monday class, he delayed his